I saw a few things last night that kind of spooked an old man. One of them is that Marco Rubio put out a statement that they are doing away or canceling visas for people from foreign countries who drive semis in the United States. And the second thing I saw was that there are shortages of workers to pick the crops in Texas. A huge amount of shortages. They are searching for people, and they're like, well, we're gathering them in mass now. We can do this. But it's too late. The crops in the field are already be picked, and they don't have the people to do it. So, small warning. Stock up on food. Stock up on food now. Shelves are going to go bare, and it's going to get very rough. Do not tell people you are stocking up on food. You need to hoard that. You need to keep it somewhat hidden, because there are people out there who will not heed, not listen to this, and will be unprepared and unplanned. I put out a video yesterday about communication. Today, I'm telling you, please stock up on food, non-perishables, food that you can make easily with water. Just try to stock up on water as much as you can too. You have to start preparing yourself for the bad times that are coming. Love and peace. Silence is surrender.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, when about praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh.
I put out a video yesterday about
Shema Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Real quick, this guy was going into how empty stocking up on food. Well, that's not going to save you in the time to come. Even though there will be provisions for the hopeful elect, or the elect, should I say. Stocking up on food ain't going to do nothing but make you a target. But that's not saying that you shouldn't put things away for a rainy day and have some extras on hand just in case, because things will get bad. As we know that there will be food insecurities due to the coming collapse. Things will be rationed out, and I believe that the food is going to be a way that they're going to control people. And because, let's get it, let's face it, I mean, the American people, they're big on their diets as far as their how can I say it, their delicacies, I'll put it to you that way. And I say big on their diets, not mean health-centric, but, you know, this place revolves around entertainment, bread and circuses, okay? So, basically, going back to what he was saying, he said that he seems pretty terrified because of the atrocities that would take place. Like, you have what they call marauders. Okay, marauders is basically people that go around and they take other people's goods. Like, you have New York Prepper, you got Canadian Prepper, you know, you got Steve Ram, you got all these other guys here, Full Spectrum Survivor. Matter of fact, let me look him up. I ain't seen him on my timeline in a minute. But you got Full Spectrum Survival. And guys like this that's really into prepping, and, you know, that homestead spirit, which that's not going to save none of you at the end of the day. Like, he just did a video, martial law warning military deployed to Chicago. See? And this is pretty much the new norm now. Destruction, chaos, civil unrest, martial law, famine. All right, but I got a couple of precepts here. Nothing too long. As I stated, I'm under the weather, so I don't really feel too good. So my lessons may be a little short this week, you know, just through the spirit, you know, but, you know, the spirit is going to do what it do. But right to the point, you know, the scriptures go into famine. You know, when you look up the word famine, it means to be hungered. And let me look it up real quick. To be famished means to be hungered. famine, extreme scarcity of food. And we know that the Bible goes into several famines, all right? You got the famine of Egypt, you got the famine of Samaria, okay? You got the famine of, in this new modern Egypt, which basically will come out into fruition, depending on how Esau controls the markets, depending on the dollar collapse. All these things are going to happen simultaneously, man, all right? But a famine is brewing up right before us. Oh, shit. What am I doing here? Yep, so 2 Kings 6:24. It says, and it came to pass after this that Benhadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for fourscore pieces of silver, and a fourth part of calf's dung for 5 pieces of silver. All right, so they're basically selling shit that's not even considered food for real money. So just imagine when things get so bad out here, when a loaf of bread, I'm talking about a loaf of white bread, molded bread, going for $200-300. A pack of beef franks, $300. Carton of eggs, hell, we seen this with eggs. Shit, just like a year and a half ago, eggs was damn near $20 a carton, depending on where you went. People was complaining about that, and this is why they elected this guy Trump, because they felt like, well, maybe Trump can bring back gas. You know, maybe Trump can help to get the prices of food down, because during the Biden administration, you had what they call Bidenomics. You know, when inflation skyrocketed, the cost of living went up. All right, people were getting evicted out of their homes, all types of shit. You know, and we're still seeing residual effects from those particular from those numbers, man. Because guess what? Rent hasn't gotten cheaper. Food hasn't gotten cheaper. Used vehicles, new vehicles haven't got cheaper. And it's just one big shit show, you know. But it says here, and the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, and there cried a woman unto him, saying, help my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord does not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, out of the winepress. And he said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So cannibalism, okay? Because when people are hungry and they don't have anything to eat, cannibalism will come back in a big way. And we was going into this on camp on Saturday, how cannibalism is going to come back in a big way, okay? Because the scriptures say that the daughters of Zion have assigned their children for the want of meat. And it ain't nothing for Keisha to put her baby in the microwave. She can be having a bad day at work, and she'll come home and cook our children, man. Okay? And that's something light compared to what's getting ready to go down. Because McDonald's ain't going to be there forever. Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Wingstop. These places are getting ready to be totally shut down eventually. You know? So if you people don't have access to adequate price of food, you're going to result in eating your kids, your loved ones. And that's in the scriptures, man. Okay? Because when people don't have anything to lose, they lose it. So, brothers, we getting ready to see some shit. But the reason it says, and so we bore my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So she basically said, look, I'm not killing my son. They ate her son in a form of cannibalism because there was no food. And one thing about Jake, the Most High have done it to Jake. Even during the time of Masada, the Lord starved them out, man. All right, in 70 A.D., to the point they was eating the leather off their sandals because they were so famished. And that's one thing the Lord does to get our people's attention. He brings in a famine. All right, but the famine that's going to hit America, it's going to be bad, man. All right, it's going to be bad. In Job 5:20, it says, in famine he should redeem me from death, and war from the power of the sword. So, brothers, we ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, we may go a day or two without eating, and that's all good. You know, this is why you do your intermittent fasts, and, you know, you build your spirit up by fasting. But we can go 2 days without eating. I go 2 or 3 days without eating. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might not want to, but overall, man, you know, you could go days without eating if need be. You know, the most thing is having something adequate to drink, because you can survive off water alone. You know, and then also, you know, you have insects you can eat, particular herbs, trees, you know, etc. But I believe that the Most High is going to feed us abundantly, because the scriptures say in famine we should laugh, man. Like, you people are eating the shoestrings off your gym shoes, off your Nikes. People are eating your children. You're eating your own hands off. Hey, the Lord's going to take care of his men. All right? It says in famine, he should redeem thee from death, and in war for the power of the sword. All right? And we're coming into the time of all-out war on the streets of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, man. All right? Psalms 33 and 18, it says, behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, and them that have hope in his mercy. It says to deliver their soul from death and to keep thee alive in famine, right? Because, like I mentioned, there's going to be a scarcity of food because things are going to be rationed off, especially those people that get the chip in order to coil some type of, to keep people in line. They're going to ration food off, man. You know, Psalms 37 and 19, it says they should not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine, they should be satisfied. All right. Lamentations 4 and 9, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through the one of the fruits of the field. Yep, it said it's better for you to die of the sword than die of famine and hunger. Let's see here. And these people, they ain't gonna know what to do once these shelves get empty, because, like I said, the average American is very entitled. I remember this here, empty shelves at some Whole Foods location caused by a cyber attack. I remember that. Yep, and this was during the time of the pandemic. Peep this. What the fuck, man? People gonna be resorting to eating the dogs, the cats, all types of shit. Epic economist. I hate watching his videos because he got that voice. Empty shelves are hidden waves amid trade war. What to expect 3 months ago. Also in these crime-ridden areas too. I was trying to click on a video they mentioned here in Kansas City, but for whatever reason, it took me back to the previous page. See if I can find it again.
Two ways to trade with Kraken. Whether you're buying crypto instantly on the go or...
As a voice for everyone, we're following up on tips we received from viewers about deteriorating conditions at the Sunfresh grocery store in the Linwood Shopping Center off Prospect.
First off, the smell. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I watch people walk in and walk out.
The grocery store has received financial assistance from the city, but has been unable to keep those shelves stocked in an area that in the past has often been referred to as a food desert.
Around here, a good thing don't last too long.
And it will impact a lot of people and a lot of families.
KSHB 41 News reporter Alyssa Jackson went to the store to witness it for herself and is amplifying the voices of frustrated customers and community leaders.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where's all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
There was a time this store was on life support. I can tell you today, right now, it's damn near dead.
This is a new low, even to people like Pat Clark, who've watched the store go through its ups and downs.
30 days ago, hell, we look like a grocery store again.
The city owns the Linwood Shopping Center. A nonprofit operates the grocery store. Public and private investments are in the millions of dollars for the center. The nonprofit didn't respond to a request for comment. I did ask the mayor's office if the city had plans to step in and consider additional funding. The office responded, the city will work closely with store ownership and all neighborhood stakeholders to support the long-term viability of the store based on normal revenues from customers and area consumers.
Where is the money at? I'm asking where the money is.
The shelves could indicate the future of the store.
Come in here. Look what's going on.
They also say a lot about how much patience people have left.
Let the store close. Everything on this lot will start to fail. Then whose problem is it then?
Alyssa Jackson, KSHB 41 News.
Yeah, and I know exactly where that store is at. It's a horrible area. That's the overall Prospect 31st. It's probably one of the worst areas in this city. You know, a lot of crackheads, drug dealers, prostitutes. And this is where these simple-ass Israelites were setting up camp at. IUIC and the ISUPK is where they got into that scuffle at. Like, why would you even set up camp around there? But let's find another video real quick. I get a couple more precepts.
These are all empty, so you can see absolutely nothing in any of these. Because the glare is kind of making it look like there's stuff in here, but that's from the ones behind me. There's nothing in any of these. And these were, what were these? Beans? What is this? One of these. What was in here? And maybe they're moving it around. I don't know. But these are all empty. You see they're low on these biscuits here. Nothing in this one at all. Even down here, nothing. Eggs are down to $19 in here. All of these are empty. All of these are empty. So we got gaps with the laundry detergent.
Yeah, and that's going to be the norm, okay? When these restaurants shut down, everything's going to be rationed out. Especially, and they're going to hold a lot of this over your head to get that RFID chip. Sirach 39:28. For there be spirits that created for vengeance, which in a fury lay on sore strokes. It says in the time of their destruction, they pour out the force of the. It says they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, and famine, and death, all these were created for vengeance. So this is the Lord's judgment, man. All right, for you wicked ass people here in America. Sirach 40:9-10. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These are created for the wicked, and for the sake came the flood. Yeah, you go back into Genesis, I think 6 or 5. Genesis 6, I believe, you got what they call pre-flood behavior, with homosexuality, whoredom, prostitution, murder, idolatry. The same shit you seeing happening now was running rampant in the earth then before the flood came. So this is pre-flood behavior before the nuclear destruction come. Because this place is going to get hit. 2nd Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. Yep. And this is what we're witnessing. Let's look at the time of COVID. Stores were empty, man. People was losing it, especially with the tariffs. And then when those ports shut down on the West Coast, it was bad. 2nd Ezra 15:19. And the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread in great tribulation. So there will be food wars. All right. 2nd Ezra 16:18. beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, because famine is going to take a lot of people out. Okay, the Most High have a appointed amount of, he have a certain amount of people appointed for famine, the sword, the concentration camps, the missiles, and the beginning of wars, and the powers that stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils come? Right? And we ask ourselves, are we going to, is the Lord going to look out for us? And we believe through the Spirit, the Most High already have the provision set up for us. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for a moment. But it said, but for all these things, they should not turn away from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of their scourges, because like I mentioned, the American people, in their mindset, they have the entitled mindset. No matter what they do wrong or out of wickedness, why is this happening to me type? But the Lord is getting ready to make no distinction. He's getting ready to show you. All right. So behold, victory should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Famine. Many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, it says many. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, man. All right. So I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. Lord's will you edify to the next lesson. Shalom.
Urgent. And walk back by this area. So I just picked up this smoked sausage right here. And if you can see, there's none behind it. There is some right here. But y'all, it's running low. When I tell you it's gonna be hard to find stuff, y'all, I've been trying to find this right here. I just showed y'all ain't nothing really over here, but I overlooked it. I did find this one, and it's maybe 2 or 3 more behind it. Crazy. Yet another Walmart over in the paper plates, bowls, and cups I've been showing y'all. This is what it's looking like. So I finally made my way over to the medication department, and to my surprise and not surprise at the same time, starting to see some gaps here with the Tylenol, with the generic Advil. You're going to see the generic stuff disappear first before you see the brands up here. And then you have generic. See how the gaps are? The brands up here, although some of these have gaps too. But the generics are starting to be missing. Make sure you're stocking up on your personal hygiene. I don't think a lot of people understand. A brush fire was started with these tariffs, and now this brush fire is turned into a big old wildfire, and the shelves are going to be empty.
Get the QuickBooks mobile app. Simply snap photos of receipts, tap, and sort.
I'm in Publix. We are doomed, y'all. Why is this bag of chips $13.69 for 18 chips? Like the small bags.
So I'm in Dollar General, or Dollar Tree rather. The shelves are bare. You think that these tariffs and the stuff that we get from China stop coming because the shelves are bare. I have never seen it this empty. This is crazy. It's almost like pandemic level. There's nothing in here.
I don't know if that is a result of the tariffs or whatever in the ports, but guys, is that store going out of business, or are they really struggling because of tariffs and the empty shelves. I don't know what it is, because there's so many people out here on the social media talking about, you know, there's going to be a food shortage. There's going to be a shortage on essentials. There's going to be a shortage across the board. But I don't know. I don't want to come in this video fear monger and tell you prepare or, you know, freak out, panic, whatever the case is. But what I will say is the ports are truly empty. I saw a report just a couple days ago where China just sent its last ship that they're going to send to the United States. So I don't know. I made a video about the ports ending. I made a video constantly about the tariffs, guys. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think there's truly going to be a food shortage? I saw that video. Listen, Dollar Tree right now is in a weird space. They're not making as much money, of course. So maybe they're in that store is probably going out of business, or they're doing a mass clearance or something like that. But I could be wrong. You know, that could just be a supply chain issue for them. It could be a true shortage for Dollar Tree. Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think that's what it is? Is it a shortage, or is it a actual?
It's just never fully empty. But all this shit is empty. From 10 in the morning. That's weird. Only got what? Potatoes are gone.
Man, it's happening. It's happening. Empty shelves. Look at that. Yeah. Right here at Walmart. I ain't trying to scare nobody, but I'm just saying. You do what y'all gotta do. Empty, 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 man.
Seeing that video right there makes you really want to go to the store and